Welcome everyone. Today is Friday, which means it is our weekly Q&A session. So if you are a member, go ahead and click the link underneath this video, somewhere around the video, and go ahead and log in. I am going to show you also how you can join. So let me share my screen here. You can go to bridgetbartlett.com and you want to go to where it says events, or you can also go to contact. But the main place you should always check is events, because if anything ever changes on the schedule, this is where it's going to be. So you just want to click on the day that we have the Q&A. You can click here. And then when you click here, you will, if you're already logged into your resource area, you will go ahead and go right to that where you just click here to access the Zoom. Okay. Now I did want to show you guys before we get started that I did add some additional training. So if you go now to the after the done for you setup, one of the questions that I get from people a lot is like, oh, you have this like completely done for you setup, and you know, our system is complete once we do that. But inevitably people ask me, okay, so this is all complete. Now what do I do? Like, how do I get leads to the system? So you'll see now down here, there is a traffic module. So these are the three main traffic sources that we have in our program. This one is additional. These two are included. So you'll see here, there's basically like a quick start guide here to help you. So create and install your premium account inside the license portal, join 3 Facebook groups, your customer hangs out in. Step 3, create a different post for each group to share valuable info. Start sending friend requests to those who engage with your content or members of the group, max 50 daily. And step 5, start sharing content valuable to them on your profile. And then 6, repeat daily. Okay, so if you click here, then this takes you to the knowledge base where we have all of our L Messenger training. Okay, so it's basically the same process here. If you choose the to run the ads, it gives you basically like a step-by-step of what this does. And then you can click here and that goes right into the module where you can create your account. There's also a free training for the ads and all of that stuff. You also will see, if you go back here, go backwards. You'll see the lead system here. So if this is a, I think Terrence, or somebody's muted, or okay. So you'll see here that this is, if you wanted the white label suite, this will help you get started there. So there's lots of training with that as well. Okay, so I just wanted to share that with you guys so that if you are in that position and you're struggling and you just have no idea where to even start, that's definitely the 3 best choices that we have available. Of course, there's a million and one ways that you can get leads, but hopefully this makes it a little bit more simple for you guys who are just getting started. Okay, so I did want to ask, how are you all? Do you have any questions today? I did want to share with you some cool tips on ChatGPT, but I do want to make sure that you guys don't have any questions for me before I get started. Anything? Okay, cool. So I always try to practice what I preach, and one of the things that takes most of my time is when I upload a video, I need to write the description. I need to create 3 hashtags that go with the video. I need to add all of my own links to it. And then, of course, there are video tags. So this is very time consuming. And then if you decide to do chapters, that's great for SEO and for your videos being user-friendly, because how many of us love it when it's like this long video, or we're trying to find something specific in a video that maybe we've seen before, and then you can go and actually just click on the chapter, go right to that part of the video. As users or viewers, we love that, but it's very time consuming. And so I used to have an extension. I was using the AI PRM and I created my own prompt. But the thing that I don't like about that is I wanted to train ChatGPT, not just use the prompt, but I wanted to train ChatGPT so that it knew about my business and what I offer. That way my output is it's better, it's more specific to my actual business, and it's more than likely correct because I've taught it everything about my business. Okay. But then how do you teach ChatGPT? Okay. So I went down a rabbit hole. Okay. So like I say, learn by necessity. So I just wanted to share with you some things that helped me. So hopefully it kind of opens your mind to all of the things that you can do with ChatGPT. Okay. If at any time you guys have questions, certainly just shout them out, and then I can help you. So you'll see here that I actually created, and I'll start by showing you my thread here for this tool that I'm creating, right? So I wanted to see, well, first of all, before I even go into this, ChatGPT 4 has plugins now available. I do think that you need to be a ChatGPT like Plus member to get access to this, but you'll go to your settings here and you'll go to settings, you'll turn on the apps. Okay. Now, when you turn on the apps, you'll see that there's or plugins is what they're calling them. So you'll see that there are a lot of plugins that you can use. Now, there are many different use cases and things that we all use ChatGPT for, but the coolest one, I think, obviously, is Zapier. Okay, so the ability to train ChatGPT or create these zaps to, do something with the information that you're collecting is super cool. Also, there is a link reader. So it used to be when we just had like the ChatGPT 3.5, we did not have the ability to read links, but now you can do that. There's also the ability, and this is what I'm most excited about, to read links from your YouTube videos. Okay, so this video insights, that link reader, Zapier, those are the three top ones that I'm using. Let me make sure to let Terry in here. Okay. So I wanted to show you why this is so cool. Okay. So when you first start, you need to make sure that you're in GPT-4. Okay. And you're going to want to choose your plugins that you're using. And you'll see here that in this thread here, I am using, which they do have access Google Sheets, by the way. But here I'm using like Link Reader, I'm using this Video Insights tool, and then I'm using Zapier. Okay, so when I started this thread here, I just was like, whoa, okay, ChatGPT does links. I want to know, what does it know about this video from the link? Okay, so when I put this in here, it gives me this description of the video, and then also even adds some info down here. Okay, so that instantly intrigued me because I'm thinking, if you can read the video, you can read the transcript, you can summarize it for me. Well, now what I want is everything that I need to put into my video so that I don't need to manually do this all the time. So what I want to do to speed this up through here is I actually just want to show you what I have to do every time I create a video. Let me go into the lives here. Actually, I'll go to the back end and go to your videos. And I'm going to grab a live video here, one that I know that I haven't done yet. And I'm going to use this one here. Okay, so if I go in here to edit, you'll see here that I have this standard text that I use in every video. It's just standard text. And then I have this disclosure here. Okay. But what I need is I need a description that is keyword rich. I need 3 hashtags that go here. And I can show you what like a done video would look like, because this is one of them here. So you can see I have my description here. I guess I forgot hashtags on this one, but, and then I have this disclaimer down here. And then what I need to do is my chapters. Let me go here where there is actually one. Okay, so, all right. So I don't know why I'm not seeing my hashtags. Okay, so here's this though. you have the key moments down here. Okay, so this key moments, this is the part where it's the most time consuming part of any like upload for a YouTube video, at least for me. I don't know how other people do it, but it's very time consuming because you have to go through the video, you have to pick out key points, you have to match them with the timestamp and all of that. And then once you do it, it's great because it makes it very user friendly for your viewers. And if I go here, hopefully I'm not lying again when I say, let's open this one up. Now these are not mute. And go here. Okay, so you see the timestamps down here, and then you also see those spots in the video. So if I was a viewer and I only wanted to know about the collaborative inbox, I could just click here and it goes right to that spot in the video. Okay, so these are all like great strategies when you are creating or uploading your YouTube video. However, it is super, super time consuming. So I've always been looking for a tool that really makes that easy and not just putting in the info, right? I need it to know things about my business so that it will give me the best output. All right. Now, what I actually did is after all of this stuff, right? So I'm saying, you know, use this link to this YouTube video. Okay. And I want you to give me timestamps. So this is what it gives me in this format. Well, obviously I can't just copy and paste that, right? Because that's not going to be the correct format and it's going to take up way too much space and too many words. And then I say, okay, rewrite this using this format. And then it gives me this funky thing here. And I say, create a list of key moments in regular text. So this is what it gives me. Okay. So it's still not exactly what I wanted. So I say, rewrite this list and add a space between each timestamp. So it gets a little better. We're kind of getting closer to what I want, but you can tell here, I'm just talking to it like a normal, like this was like an employee that I had hired that I wanted to train to do this for me. Okay. So this is like how I'm just having this real world conversation. All right. So now I'm saying, great. Now, every time I ask you for a list of timestamps and key moments, use this structure and format. Okay. And then it says, absolutely, I'll do that. Great. Now here is now create another list of timestamps and key moments using this video. And I give it the link. Okay. So it gives me these timestamps now. So I say, I'm thinking, okay, now if I'm going to use this every day, that's going to be a lot for me to type out, you know, create a list of timestamps and keywords for this video, right? So I say, write a short and clever YouTube description. So then I have it do that. And then I say, shorten that disclaimer in less than 20 words. And then I say, great, make a list of key moments and timestamps for every video that I put. Make sure to put that at the end and use this format. So I'm telling it like, hey, every time I ask you for a list, I want you to put that disclaimer at the end. So it says, okay, great. Now I'm saying again, now, instead of asking you every time for a list of key moments and timestamps for the video, I'm just going to shorten it with a keyword and then the link to the video I want you to use. It will look like this. And then I type in keys, the video. So now I am teaching it that when I type in keys, and then this link, that I want it to do everything that I'm teaching it to do here. Okay. So as I scroll through here, I'm fine tuning everything that I want it to say. And I'm saying, great, now before the key moments, add this text here. And it says, okay. And then now I'm saying, great. Now, before the text begins, could you create a keyword rich description of the video? So we just keep going through here and going through here. So here is the end result after all of this training that I went through for ChatGPT. Now you can see when I go to grab this link for this video, let me go back here. Now I'm going to do exactly what I trained it to do, right? I'm just going to type in keys, and I'm going to paste in this link. So now everything that I just taught it to do, it's going to create in the format that I want it to be in. Okay, so here, let's go all the way down to the bottom here. So it's still finding it and it's getting ready to start. So it's giving me the keyword rich description. Okay. Then after that, it has my 3 hashtags. And then it has that static text that I put in every video about how to join our program, how they can join open office hours, the weekly Q&A, and all of these things that go into every one. So this is definitely, and I know you may think too, like, why would you put that in there when you could just copy and paste? But the point is that I did do that. Here's what happens. I'm constantly fishing for that document that I copied and pasted this, and it just takes too much time. I just want it to just put it right here in this thread. And then all I have to do is literally start from the top all the way down and then copy. That's how I created this, with all the spacing and even the links, because it wanted to just do click here and then have the link. But obviously on YouTube, that it doesn't work like that. You need to put the actual URL. So you can see now I have these tags and everything at the end. All right. So look how easy this is when I go to do all of the SEO for my video. All I need to do is copy all of this here. Okay. I'm going to copy this, go back to my video. I'm going to click here. Let me make sure this is the right one. Create groups. Yep. So I'm going to click here. I'm going to go ahead and just paste all of this content here. Looks like this one was already done. So I'm going to paste my my content there. So I have all of that. And then now I need my tags. So you'll see the next thing here is my tags, and they're all the way down at the bottom, and they're even formatted correctly so that all I have to do is copy and paste in Google. So now I want to add this to my correct playlist, and we're going to say no. I'm going to click show more, and then I'm going to paste my list of tags so it pasted nicely, and then I'm going to save. That's all I need to do now to this video. And you'll see all of the timestamps and all of that is done. And when I go to look at the actual live video, I click here, you'll see that all of the timestamps are set, and I have all of my hashtags and all of those things there. So super, super exciting how easy that is. Okay, so I did want to stop for a second and see if you guys have any questions about that or any comments or anything.
That is super cool. Super cool. My only question there is, you moved kind of fast. Can we get slow it down so we can get it on our Phantom, so we can get the actual templates of the words of the terms you use to teach it? And we can, we don't have to recreate that. We want to use it for our YouTube also.
So here's the thing. It needs to be your own, because this is based off of my business. So obviously that wouldn't be the same for you. So what I thought I would show you to do is just show you how to completely create it yourself, right? So if I was starting from scratch, and I think it would be cool, do you guys, we'll just create this together. Okay. Does anybody have any questions that are pertinent, or what?
Just a quick one. Again, it's not copying your word for word per se. It's looking at it as a template and then creating around it. There's no way we can use the wording. We have to speak in our own tone so it can recognize us. And so it's just like a template for us to see, but creating it live would be really interesting to watch.
Yeah. So, so let's just start from scratch here. And I think, let me see here. Let me share my screen. But let's do something different from my video. Do you want to do maybe a high level video? We could use any YouTube video. Let's go to, let's see here. Let's look for a high level video. Okay, so I'm just going to take, let me choose a kind of a longer one. I don't want to choose something so short. Let's just choose this one here. Oops, I don't want to choose somebody else's video. Let's just use mine. That way I don't get in trouble for somebody else's video. All right, so I'm going to take this video here, and I'm just going to grab the link. All right, stop. And let's go back to ChatGPT. So I'm going to say here, summarize this video to learn more about my business. All right, so I'm just starting from scratch, and we'll see what it says. And you'll see through this process, it's not really about like, what do you say? Because it's really about what would you say if this was a real person? Like if you just hired a VA to help you with this task and you told it to do something, like if I said, Maria, I want to hire you to do this task for me. And I want you to summarize this video to learn more about my business. And I shared the link with you. Well, if you came back to me and you said, okay, here's a video summary. Here's the title. Here's the description. Here it's published at this time. Here's the tags and all of that stuff. Okay. And that would be totally valid, right? So here's some tags that are with that video.
But this
We
is
even have
way
some
smarter.
statistics. I'm sorry,
You
go
would be
ahead.
way smarter than me. ChatGPT is-
But I mean, technically, if I asked you for this, Maria, you could put it in ChatGPT and say, here, Bridget,
Yeah,
here is
maybe.
the
Yeah.
best video summary you've ever had.
I hate to be
Okay,
a
so
teacher nowadays.
let's say that I also had a PDF that I wanted to teach it about my business. Okay, you can actually share a PDF. What you need to do is, if you're using Google Drive, let me just go grab some PLR here. So let's just say consulting. I'm going to grab, of course, let me find one that has the PLR. Let's go to Savvy Entrepreneur. Let's grab an ebook here. All right, here's the ebook. Now, when you are sharing from Google Drive, you want to make sure that you are, oh, this is, of course, extracted. Needs to be not compressed, for one, if you want to share one file. But you do need to make sure that it is a public link and that it is in the editable form. Okay, so it can't just be a viewer for it to read it. It has to actually be edit, and it has to be a public link. So when it extracts this here, okay, so I'm going to open this now, go to here. Now I'm going to right click and I'm going to show more options. I'm going to share with Google Drive. And then, of course, I don't want this to be restricted. I'm going to change this to editor. So it does need to be these settings here for it to be able to read it. I'm going to click copy. And now I'm going to go back to my ChatGPT and I'm going to say, here is more info about my perfect client. And I'm going to paste this here. So now what it's going to do, it's using that link reader plugin, and it's going to read that entire ebook, and it's going to give me a summary of it. Okay. But what's cool, okay, so it's saying, apologize, can't do it. Let's say retry. Could you please download the file and upload it here or share the content in another format? All right, so I don't know why, because I just did this a lot and it was letting me. Let's use another one. I don't know why that's happening. Unless it's like the inevitable thing where it happens every time where something works 900 times and then I go live and then it doesn't work anymore. Okay, so let's go with share more options. Share with Google Drive, and we're going to make sure that that is open. Let's go back here to ChatGPT. Try this one. Something else that you need to know about this too, when it's using the ChatGPT 4, you only get, I think it's 50, it's limited. And then once you run out of that a day, you have to wait until it refreshes. So that's something, you can't use these cool plugins on that. So you can see here now it's read this original document, okay, or this ebook. All right. So now what I'm going to say is from this info, create 5 posts for Facebook to advertise my business. All right, so now it's taken. This is what I love about it so much compared to like just using it randomly, right? Is that it's going to create this content based off of the information that we fed it. It's not just going to pull it out of the air. And that's always been my frustration with like ChatGPT, because sometimes the information was not correct, it was not relevant. And that was always my struggle with using it. I just felt like it actually took more time to use ChatGPT and edit everything than it did to just to do this. Like I want to teach it so that I can actually use it for relevant things. Okay, so you can see here now we have all of these posts. Now, let's say here, create 5 blog, or I'm going to say create a blog post to share the best tips for an entrepreneur in, let's see, for an entrepreneur, let's just say that, create a blog post. So now, again, it's taking all of the info that I've given it, not just random info that it pulls from the internet. Now it's creating a blog post. So you can see here how quickly I've taken my one video, I've taken a PDF that was even PLR, I've created 5 posts for Facebook, I have a blog article now that's being written. Now, what I could literally create, CSV files with like a month's worth of content. I could like resell all of these things. It's literally unlimited content ideas that you can create just from training ChatGPT about your business. So think about any PDF. Think about scraping websites, because you actually can do that. I have been unable to scrape my own website because it's like a security thing. It doesn't let you do every website, but those PDFs and different files, oh my gosh, game changer. I don't know who had their hand up first, but I'll go left to right. Terry?
Terry did.
Okay.
Awesome, Bridget. Awesome. And a question I had, just because I didn't seen it before, where the spreadsheet where you could have everything when somebody have a series of questions, it has a database to go to. Have you seen that with ChatGPT? I didn't get in details, so you was explaining where you put all the information there, so it's sitting there so they know when to pull it when it needs to. Have you seen that before with the spreadsheet with Google? I seen it in an Excel spreadsheet.
Oh, like how you can put ChatGPT inside of a Google sheet?
And they can read from it. So if I have it doing communication and somebody asks about a certain package I got, I didn't taught it to go here to get, just like what you did. And I get what you're saying. I didn't look at it that way because I've been putting stuff in it. But now talking to it like what you just shared, I can see how, because when you started, that ChatGPT is with you. So it's going to remember. And as you train in it, so you can make it as sharp or not as sharp, I guess you could say.
Yeah. And so for my personal workflow, and again, this is why I always laugh when I say this, because I do this, learn by necessity, right? So the only reason I jumped in to learn this is because I had a problem that I was trying to solve. And my most time consuming thing is that YouTube video, also creating content that's relevant to my business. So think about how smart this is going to be when, every day I'm adding a new video there and I'm like writing my emails and my descriptions and all of that. And every single day, it's going to get better and better, just like as if I could literally be on like Google Meet chatting with a VA and have the same conversation. Except ChatGPT is way smarter than any VA that I've ever worked with, and even myself, obviously. So when I say, it's like Maria was saying, if you asked me for a summary, I wouldn't have done that, and I wouldn't have either. But ChatGPT is a much better VA than I am, I guess. I think Ray's hand was up next.
Yes. I have 2 words. Mind blown. It is just absolutely. I knew it was good. I knew it had stuff like that, but the way you handle it, I didn't know that it would remember what you'd already asked. It files that away. And, you know, my question is, how does it know if you're asking something brand new? Because you don't say, now do this, or you have done that before. But if you've asked a whole series of questions and you even put the timestamp of exactly where those things were, and now put this in a different format. Well, how does it remember that? And then how does it remember if you want to change the format? Hey, look, I told you before to put it in this format, but now I want to do it in this format. How does it know when to stop remembering from the behind all the stuff and start all over with new stuff?
So imagine yourself, like I was saying, you hire a VA and you're in a Zoom meeting with the VA and you're talking about, you're going through all these things and you're saying, this is what I need. And the VA is coming back at you and you're having this whole conversation. 30 minutes into the conversation, if you reference something at the beginning, the VA is going to remember because you're in the same conversation. It's not like 5 years from now and you've already had like 2 more grandkids and you meet up at the mall and they're like, oh, you remember that? And it's like, I don't know. I have no idea what you're talking about. So that's what it's like. It's like, when you ask it something, it's going to remember everything within that conversation. Now, if I go to another conversation, it's not going to remember any of that, right? So that's why.
Is it each new session when you go to sleep? Do you log out of ChatGPT or does it just eventually log?
So what it does is it saves it in the conversations here. So here on the side. So you can see here, I'm teaching it about my vision agency. I was playing around with some of these things, but I'm also teaching it about L Messenger, but you can see these are different chats. So like today when I came in, I had already been, yesterday, I built all of this out and stuff. So today when I wanted to use this, all I need to do is come in here and type in keys, : and then paste my link. And then it gives me everythh that we already talked about before with the new video.
So the panel on the left-hand side keeps track of what conversations you've been having.
Right.
And if you click on that, it'll use that in the context. But if you don't click on it and say new chat up at the top, it will just start brand new.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. So like you can see here, if I go to new chat and I try to type in my command keys, let's grab this video. It's going to say, I have no idea what you're saying. So helpful though. So yeah, so it's like, it's just giving a summary, but this keys thing, it doesn't mean anything to it.
Yeah.
But now if I go over here and I type in keys, I'm going to get my whole description that I asked for, that I basically worked with it to build.
So the other question is, what is your limit? I mean, do you run out real early in the morning, like 5 or 6 conversations and you're done until tomorrow? Or?
So it says here that you get with ChatGPT 4, you currently have a cap of 50 messages every 3 hours.
Okay, that's cool.
Yeah. Yeah, so normally you wouldn't, especially if I was just using this once a day for my video, but I have been trying to update all of my videos. And so I did definitely exceed that last night. I was like, man, I was having too much fun with that. But you just have to come back and to do that, in 3 hours. I don't know who is next, Maria or Terrence.
Maria.
Okay.
Yep. Hi, I was going to mention that I was writing notes as you were talking, Bridget. And what Ray asked was that I was going to tell him it's on the left side in those threads. And you should see mine. Mine goes all the way down because I use it every day. Every day is the best stuff ever. It takes away a lot of the, what am I going to say? What am I going to write? It just does it for you. My question just now, listening to Ray and what you were saying was, when you say you have a limit of 50 messages, is that each response that ChatGPT gives you is considered a message? Is that what you mean by message?
I'm not positive how they break down messages, but if I was to take a guess, I would say yes. So like every time there's like a response from it,
Yeah.
that would count as a message.
And my other question with that is, you mentioned that it's ChatGPT 4. Is that a membership account? Because I'm using a free account.
Yeah. So you do have to have ChatGPT Plus, which is like $20 a month. It's so worth the value, honestly. When they first created that, it was really just so you could get access, because so many people were using the system that it was almost always like bogged down and you couldn't use it. But now they've added all of these extra features. It's like the best $20 I spend every month.
And the last thing I'm going to ask you on this is, you're not using the other part, are you anymore? You mentioned that at the beginning, the APMR, whatever that's called.
Yeah, I actually just today canceled that because I haven't used it in a couple months. Another reason though, and that's why, Maria, that's why I stopped using it, because I felt like every time I used it, it worked and it was great. And I definitely appreciated the prompts, but it wasn't like always relevant to my business. So then I had to like go back and edit more. And I just felt like it's faster if I just write it all out. But having the ability to train it, now I could go in and say, write an email about this video, and then it's like, it's done. I mean, that's amazing to me.
That's super cool. Thank you for showing me that. I appreciate it.
Yeah, cool. I did see that I can share it as well, but if I like that conversation, but if I share it to you guys and then you add anything to it, then it updates it's like a two-way thing. So it updates and then it ruins all the work that I've done. So otherwise I would have loved to share it. Terrence.
Hey, what's up, guys and gals? That's what I wanted to can I share my screen really quickly?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So check it. You guys know that I am a teacher. So I'm thinking of an after-school program. Can you guys see my screen?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So what I did is that I went in and I said, can you help me write a curriculum for middle school age kids? I would like each student to learn how to be successful content creators. I want them to learn the technical side, software, video equipment, audio equipment, social media platforms, and the marketing side of being a content creator. This is the after school program, and I would like there to be aspects of the curriculum that are aligned to the Common Core reading, writing, and math standards. And it spit out a whole after school program, what I can do week 1 with the kids. And if the superintendent or the principal comes in, it's all standard based. So understand what content creation is, why it's important. It tells me the standard that's aligned to. It tells me the activities that I can do. That's week 1. And then week 2, learn the elements of storytelling, the standard, the activities. Week 3 and 4, the video equipment and software need to use. I showed this to the principal. She said, who wrote this for you? How'd you come up with this? I said, you know what, we'll talk about it. So now she actually, so now I got these activities. What I've been doing is, like this one says lecture, introduction to cameras, microphones. So now I've been asking ChatGPT to be more specific with the activities. So what can I do for a hands-on on setting up a basic video shoot? And then it just breaks it down even more and more and more. So now I'm about to build a whole after school program using this ChatGPT, teaching kids how to, because we have this video equipment and all this stuff inside the building, and it's in a storage room. Nobody uses it. So I said, hey, let's do a after school program on content creation. They're all on their phones anyway, but they're like, oh yeah, but it has to be standard based. Like that's going to be too difficult. I did this in about, I'd be overshooting myself if I said 10 minutes. I got all this like in 5 minutes. So this is mind blowing. I could possibly implement this program and take it to other schools and sell the program.
Yeah.
Like this is just mind blowing. So it's not just marketing. You can use it for everything.
If you do this and you're teaching this, you should record yourself teaching it, and then you could turn this into a course and then even sell it. So if you're already, like, I'm all about being multifunctional, we're too busy, right? So everything we do should have multiple purposes. So if you just put a camera behind, in front of you when you're teaching all of this, why not? Why not record it if you're already doing it? And then now you can multiply.
Yeah.
Plus, something else that's cool about that is, let's say you have like your outline there. Well, here it is, day one. You can paste in and say, expand on day one's activities. And then now you can say, create a, like a fill in the blanks worksheet to test and make sure they understand the information. Create like a checklist for, what, I mean, it's so crazy what you're able to do for sure.
It's ridiculous. I created a 3rd grade math baseline assessment for students on the spectrum that may be 2 grade levels below. It gave me problems. It gave me example. It's like, there's really no excuse. And it's like, teachers are like, how are you coming up with this stuff? And I'm like, wait a minute. This was not like, I just couldn't think of nothing. So I never linked, wait a minute. I could make my own educational materials and sell that to districts and schools. I never even thought of that. But I've been coming up with this stuff so fast. And it's like, how are you, there's maybe like 1 or 2 other teachers in the building that use ChatGPT. The other ones, they heard about it, but they like, oh, it's too difficult for me to learn. And I'm like, okay, keep it too difficult. I'll do it all for you, right? Yeah, but I mean, so Bridget, and what I did do, I went inside the informational part, and I told ChatGPT who I am, what I do. I told it to call me by first name, so it called me by first name. I told it how to answer me, whether I wanted to be candid, and I'm just playing around with it. And it's just, I mean, it's kind of unlimited to what this thing can do. It's kind of like a cheat code. I feel like I'm cheating or something.
Yeah. And I had give you a suggestion that once you get started, you may have one of the students, if you have a whole lot of response, to do the videoing of your lectures. That's his job, and he can video your lectures for you. And, you get credit for it and all kinds of stuff. And then your guys could edit what he videoed, and just do a whole project within a project. And I mean, this is great.
Yeah, that's a great idea, right? Maria?
I just wanted to say, Terrence, I want to take that class. I want to take your class, please. I'll be your guinea pig. And you know what? After you're done with the betas, which is the kids, then ship it over here to us. Our team here will give you you add some stuff to it. We will help you. And then we can get, but that's what I would love. And then one thing I was going to say, I don't know if this is pertinent, but as you do it, you could create a workbook, like an actual, because I think, everything is digital. We're online, everyone's buying, but some people would appreciate a book, like one of those spiral type of books where you could write and open it and work with it. And it could be a book that could be a money maker all on its own. Because I would buy it. It's like some things you need to refer back to, and going online, it drives you nuts sometimes. So that's another addition to our new curriculum. You see, Bridget, ours. So when he gets it, he's going to show us how to do it, because I need help with content creation like crazy.
Yeah, it's I think Terrence is going to be our ChatGPT maniac here.
Our expert. He's going to be on the next week's Q&A giving us a class.
Yeah. I love it. I love to hear how, and it goes back to strategy. Okay. So tools are great. We all have tools. Everybody has tools. All it takes for you to get a tool is to get your credit card out, and actually not even that for some of them, because they're free. So anybody can get a tool, but it's not about the tool. It's how you use it. And it's like, you can see Terrence took the initiative to learn ChatGPT. Now he's one of 2 teachers in the school that are using it. And now he looks like a genius because he's creating this amazing curriculum. And everyone around him is like, oh my, how does he have the time to do that? I didn't even know that. Maybe they didn't think you were that smart, Terrence. I don't know, but it's the point. It makes you extraordinary. And it's not because you're smarter than other people. It's just you're resourceful. You found a tool that you can use to help you.
He said what you said earlier. He's doing it by necessity, because he noticed there was equipment just sitting around. No, it's gathering dust and getting old. So he said, you know what? And this is the future. Let me help these kids learn this. And he taught himself because he needed to learn. That's it. That's the best way to learn something.
Yeah,
Bridget always
exactly.
says that.
Yeah,
And the rabbit
exactly.
hole, go down that rabbit hole and look at that.
I
Parents,
was
are you
telling you.
using-
Bridget, can I jump in real quick?
Yeah.
So I have a CPA CFO friend, and I was thinking about a database reactivation campaign. And so I asked her what were her 5 things that small businesses should be engaging her more frequently with. One of the things she said was cash management. I'm like, okay. I went to ChatGPT. I gave it some instruction about, how important cash management was, the 1, 2, 3s. I took the outline, which was really impressive, sent it to her, and I said, hey, I'm thinking you should probably create some kind of email campaign for all of your customers so you can hit each of these bullet points, and we can set this up over the next 6 months with a link to Calendly so people can opt in and get on your Zoom or in person. And so when I set the profile to her, she's like, you wrote all this? You put all of this together? And I'm like, well, I haven't finished it yet, but yeah, I just wanted to give you an outline. So as soon as I did that, I'm like, oh my gosh, there's a CPA niche that I never even thought about. And that was one of the 5 things. There was an overwhelmingly amount of content for her just to do that one thing. And how awesome would that be? Email, database reactivation, and put like 20 more hours of billable $200 an hour on her calendar. She's going to love us.
And you know what's great about that, what you said, Keith, is that what a great, a lot of times people want to know, how do you get a client? How do you make the impression with the client? Well, if you tell a client, yeah, maybe we should do this, and you're using ChatGPT and you create something to just completely wow them with how fast and how skilled you are, right? Like creating that report, or like Terrence creating the curriculum. And then you show, whether it's your boss or it's a client, and you show them, you get the wow factor, because people cannot believe that you were able to create this for them, just like whether it was free or whether it was so quickly, whatever the reason is, you're going to get the wow factor with that.
And I'm working on doing that for my handyman right now.
Yeah.
And all of that content that I'm going to do for him is just going to be Facebook. Message me, message him. If you want to schedule, it's going to go to Messenger, got missed Messenger text back built in. He's good to go. He's going to be busy.
What's cool about that too, Keith, is those are all the same tools that everyone has. And again, it goes to strategy. Everybody has a Facebook Messenger. Everybody can text, but how do you get that to work for your business? That's where the strategy comes in. That's why people pay us when, it's like a lot of times people will say, well, yeah, but they can get HighLevel. They could just create their own HighLevel account. What makes my white label agency special? Well, yeah, they can go and have all of those tools, but they're not going to have all the extra value that you provide, which is exactly the point of creating a high-level agency, so that you can not make it your foundation, or it's the foundation, but it's not everything about your business. It's like the foundation that you build on so that you have a good solution for whatever your niche is. So that's how you become, extraordinary, or the value is higher because of what you provide, not just the tools. Yeah, right.
I was just going to ask Terrence if you're using 3.5 or 4.0 ChatGPT.
I use 4.0.
Okay.
I use 4.0 because I was using it and I started using it a lot, and then I said, you know what, let me just, but this was kind of back when you couldn't, like, it wouldn't even let you get on. Like when they first, like, it was like crowded, and then they said, hey, well, if you have the plus, you pay $20 a month, that won't happen. And I said, but then I was using it so much, I said, okay, I'll pay the 20. And what I'm doing now for people, I see like people who post, I'll take their posts, copy it, and I'll put it into ChatGPT, and I'll say, hey, make this better, add some I would say add a good call to action that relates to this post. And the people don't even ask me to do it. And it'll spit it out. and I'll get 2 or 3 versions, and then I'll send it to them. Like I say, hey, your post was cool, but check this out, because it has a nice call to action. Because a lot of people, they post, but then they're not telling their audience to do anything. It's like they're just getting these these posts for clout. But it's like, okay, but what's the purpose? Like every post should have a purpose, right? And I'm like, well, let's put a CTA. And they're like, oh man, what's a CTA? It's a call to action. I said, okay, you don't even know what a CTA is. I got you. So I'm just taking people's posts, throwing it in the ChatGPT and kind of just spinning it and sending it back. And they say, hey, like, how much do you charge to do this? And then I just give them the price, and it pays for itself all the time. So it's because I'm also using, I don't know if you guys had a Jasper. I'm using Jasper as well. Jasper's a bit expensive, but it just does a lot of different things that I like as well. So I just kind of like marry the two, and I'll get something out of Jasper. You could prompt it too, but it doesn't, to me, in my opinion, you don't get the answers, the responses you get, they aren't as good as what I'm getting out of ChatGPT. So sometimes I'll take what I get in ChatGPT, throw it into Jasper and just spin it. And then I get something completely different. And I just take, I'll take, what I get out of it. And also what I would say, if you tell ChatGPT to use markdown language, it'll give you your H1s and H2 tags. If you ask it for markdown language, it'll sometimes it's kind of wonky, but it'll get it. Sometimes it'll get it right. So you just got to play with it and just become a prompt engineer. That's the new profession.
Terrence, you are right on. There are so many people making money just on the scripts. Hey, and also, if everyone doesn't know, the Bing version of chat is free. And yep, it's free. And I've actually been following the affiliate marketing dude for a while. He has a brilliant brand new video on how he's using ChatGPT, and holy Moses, did it get the wheels turning? So just a shout out to him. It's about an hour and 20 minutes, but it's amazing.
Who's this guy?
If it's okay, I'll push you out a link to the video. Can I do that in chat, Bridget? Is that okay?
Terrence, that is such a smart strategy, by the way. I had to totally give you kudos for that. The rewriting just to add a call, that is so smart. If I was doing social media management for clients, that is absolutely what I would do. You could even use the image AI generator in HighLevel. You could even just put it in there to create the image and say, I've just redesigned this post, whatever you want. I mean, geez, come on. It's crazy. Terry, I see your hand up.
All right, Bridget, I know you had answered this before. Just quick relapse. When I set up account, right, and then I know if you take away webinar or funnels and stuff, they don't get that. But if I want to give them a couple, if I go in there, can I go in there? Let me just read. Can I go in there and physically get them, like add in like 3 websites or 3 funnels into that account without them having the webinar or the funnel activated, or they have to have that activated for me to add it?
So you can, you're not actually adding anything. Okay. When you create a user, you're just choosing their permissions. Okay. So
right.
You as the admin of the agency, you can get into any account, any tool, anything that you want to do. Okay. When you are logged in as your user, you can do anything just like the admin of any software could do. Okay. But when you're setting their permissions, if you don't want them to access the websites and funnels, you have to turn that off. And then that means that they won't be able to access that. But that doesn't mean that if you're hosting a website for them and you don't want them to be able to touch it, because sometimes they get in there and mess with things and break it, you can
right.
still build that in their account. But when they're logged in as their user, they're not going to see that tab there. So they're not going to be able to access that at all.
Yeah, that's a good question. I had the same question.
Like if
it was just, go ahead.
Just hold on a sec. So my thought is, let's say I create something, hey, get this free, you get 5 websites, 5 this, 2 that, 3 that. If I give them the website, they have unlimited. websites, right? So if I give them permission, they're gonna have unlimited. I don't want them to have unlimited. I just want to have them just enough to taste what we have, and then, hey, you need to move to the next level. So that's my thought process. So that's why I was asking that, because I remember you saying that before. I could go in there, but if I go in there, only thing that I could do then make sure if I'm just walking this process out, give them the link to their site that they could see, but they can't do nothing to it. Am I right on that?
Yeah. And then you could say this is our basic package. And if you want to be able to customize or change anything, that's for the next package up.
Okay. All right.
Miss Maria?
Just wanted to add, when Keith mentioned another Bing, Grammarly also has an AI. I don't know if you guys know it, but you can go in there and type something and you tell it what to type and it'll just spit it out and it'll be grammatically correct. And that's another thing I do, Terrence, is I take everything that ChatGPT gives me, I take it and I put it in Grammarly, because sometimes they're not grammatically correct.
Yeah, that's a good
And
point.
it corrects it for me.
Yeah. Did you guys know that you can create zaps in ChatGPT?
Oh, wow, that's cool.
Yeah, it's so crazy. So look, there's the extension Zapier, right? So I'm going to say create a zap that will send, let's see, create a zap. So every time I post on Facebook, it sends the post to a Google Sheet. So let's do this. So you have to have the Zapier plugin, but it's going to now create this zap for me. So if you're like, I have no idea about anything about Zapier, I'm so confused about creating zaps or whatever, you can just easily come in here, tell it what you want to do, and then it is actually generating this zap here. So it's going to tell you step by step what you need to do. And then you can actually click on the zap and it opens up Zapier. And so it's saying this here, would you like to proceed with setting up this zap? So I can click here and then go right into Zapier and then continue building out the, connecting my Facebook page and then the Google Sheets, and then of course, build out that workflow. So that's super, super cool.
Bridget, did you see when it was generating that it came up with a long link, and then it changed that link to a smaller link?
Uh-huh.
So that, I mean, if you still have the text there, you can look at it and see the real link underneath that actual link that it ended up with. Yeah, confirm and create the zap here.
Yeah.
That's a link
Yeah.
that it created first, and then it changed it to a more palatable
Yeah,
Right.
it made it like a hyperlink here so
Yeah.
that all you have to do is click the text. And that's actually when I was doing the YouTube summary here, that's actually what I was trying to teach it not to do, because when you're pasting that into like the description of a YouTube video, you can't paste in like a hyperlink. You have to have the actual link so that it creates like a clickable link so that in your YouTube videos. So yeah. Super cool. There's also a way that you can extract text from a website. You have to use, I think it's the link reader. And then there is because a lot of times, like let's say if I just go to my own website, it won't do anything with this. If I go, let's see, extract all of the text from this website. Some things it will do, some things it will say there's like a security thing. But if you look through here, extract text from a website, you can find different tools. Like I think this one is one that I was using. And then you paste in your website here and it will actually convert it to text. And then you can take all of this text and copy it and then go into your ChatGPT and paste it and then teach it more about whatever website it was.
You know, when you were talking at the very beginning and showing us this, you know, before we all got together and were asking questions, I used to program. I was a programmer for a long time, and I had a lot of clients, and the clients would try to nickel and dime me. They'd say that what you did was great. It was fantastic, but I want you to do this. And I'd go out for a week and come back and say, I've got it. Oh, that's great, but I want you to do this. It is not quite right. And so if you're not careful, you can get nickel and dime to death. And that's exactly what you were doing to ChatGPT. You're saying, oh, you did great, but I need it this way. Oh, this, change it to this. And I felt just like I've been used again as a programmer 50 years ago.
Yeah, that's why I say ChatGPT is better than any VA, because if I was the VA, I would be so frustrated about the third change in something. But ChatGPT never loses its patience with me. It just keeps, okay, that's fine. I'll just change it. Next time I'll do it right. I'm so sorry. I should like program it to call me like something really like Majesty or
Queen of automation.
Your Highness.
Queen of automation, Bridget.
Great. Did you guys have any other comments or questions or anything I can help
The
with?
wheel.
Oh, of course.
I have something, Bridget. It may have to wait, but this, I like, once again, I was up till I did 1:15, then I went to sleep. The Facebook with the social planner.
Uh-huh.
But I think it may be something with Facebook, because I tried a friend of mine's, and she gave me her Facebook login, and I said, hey, let me see if I could, and it worked with her account. And the thing I did notice is I made another fake test page, and as long as I did it immediately, it did pull up. So I don't know. I guess I'm doing something wrong. And I went through the video. I made sure I had it in the ad account, business account. I don't know what I'm doing wrong, but it's killing me.
If you do you want to, I don't know if you want to do this live, because it's not really a good thing to show like all of your information inside of your Facebook account. But if you do want to show like, come to the open office hours on Monday when we're not live, then I can actually look at your account and see if I can help you walk through the process to get that set up. You can also, I mean, if you need it before Monday, you could also hop on a Zoom with support and they can help you get that connected.
Yeah, can you send that link? I was looking for that all. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, I sure will. Speak with .us success. Okay, there you go. All right, so let me make sure that I have everyone. If I missed anyone's name, definitely let me know. We have Frankie, Keith, Terrence, Janai, Maria, Ray, and Terry. Am I missing anyone? Alrighty. Go ahead and spin the wheel. And just for everyone who's new, when we spin the wheel every Friday, whoever joins us for the weekly Q&A session, you get added to the wheel, and whoever wins gets either 2 reseller licenses, or you get a free 30-minute private consultation with me. So we'll go ahead and spin. Maria again, it's Ray. Ray hasn't won in a while. Lucky you. Did you want a private consultation, Ray, or do you want 2 reseller licenses? You're muted.
Private consultation, please.
Okay. All right. I will send you the link when we're done here. Does anybody else have any questions or anything I can help you with? All right. Well, you have an awesome weekend, and I will see you all on Monday. Same time, same place. Oh, you have something, Terrence?
Did you for the support link?
Yeah, it's in the chat there. Wait. Oh, sorry about that. I thought I hit the button. Hang on. Why does it say waiting room meeting chat? Okay. All right, there you go. Also, just if you guys ever need that link, you can also go to the resource area, go to Zoom and Q&A support, and then it's in the HighLevel, or it's also in the knowledge base as well. If you guys are ever like, where is that link? It's in all of those places. All right, guys, thank you so much for joining me. Have an awesome weekend, and I'll see you Monday.
Thank you.
Bye.